What's up? This is Jesse Webster. You know, I just want to shed some light on some information that I happened upon, and it was really hard for me to find information. And a couple YouTubers helped me out. Felons with firearms. It was one of them that he went into detail about how he's a violent offender, numerous felonies, and has his Second Amendment rights back. Now, he's in Virginia. I'm in Ohio, so the laws are a little bit different. But I did some investigating, and all the jailhouse bull, that I heard back in the day in the joint and all the county jail, and even people out here, you know, um, kind of looked at it like it was an open shut book. That once you're convicted of a felony and your all rights are gone, unless you got a low level crime or something like that, then you're pretty much screwed. And I kind of took that as gold for a while, and honestly, I wasn't really truly too worried about it. But the longer I stayed out and stayed sober, stayed out of bullshit, and was kind of like got to thinking like maybe I should look into this. And after sifting through lawyers' ads and lots of stuff on Google, I finally came across some information in the Ohio law book. The place to look where it'll tell you about the information, the true information about the requirements, all that stuff, will be that'll be 292314. That's a section, and if you type that in Google or DuckDuckGo or whatever you use, search engine you use, it'll take you to right to information that you need to be in the requirements. And honestly, in Ohio, they're pretty loose. Basically, you just can't be still committing crimes, have to been out, off parole, off probation, and lived a law-abiding life, and been likely not to reoffend, basically. And there's a handful of crimes that if you've committed, you're ineligible. But I got an F2 robbery, violent offense. People were injured. I did 4 years for it. I caught the case in 2010. And, I've been out for almost 7 years. And from my understanding, I could have gotten them before now. But I just yesterday finally went in front of a judge and was granted them. And just want to tell a little bit about the process. First thing is just call your common pleas clerk of courts and ask for the relief of firearms disability form. It's about a 3-page form. There's a section in there that asks why you should be granted relief from firearms disability. And it's only like 4 or 5 lines. So I typed up something, kind of told them about, not being a screw up anymore, home life, career, sobriety, all those different things, and attached it. And it's $150 to file the motion. I filed it, and weeks went by, and I got a court date in the mail. And I went to court, and the prosecutor didn't have their proper paperwork in. You have to send a copy to the prosecution's office. And I did that, but something didn't go right, and I got a continuance. And I had court yesterday morning. I was granted. I got a letter Friday from the prosecutor's office. This is the letter, actually. And I thought it was over with, because when I've seen this letter, I thought, bad thing, they objected. But they didn't. The state took no position on the motion, and basically what the prosecution will do is look into your background and see what any trouble you've gotten into in recent years. And right here it says Jesse Webster filed petition, and basically they say, to read it, that found nothing that would make me ineligible for relief from disability. And they even went on to and it says takes no position on the case. So that's the best you get from a prosecutor. I know for me in my past, that's a good thing, is takes no position. They don't oppose. And they even went into the argument section and talked about. I mean, this is right here in black and white. This is the document I got Friday. But it says while petitioner's offense was robbery, and the court, it says the bill of particulars in the robbery case. The bill of particulars notes that he broke into a home with a number of co-defendants looking for prescription pills, held 3 victims against their will with a taser, and used the taser on 2 of the victims. While these facts do not engender confidence that the petitioner has the requisite responsible disposition to own or possess a firearm, while the petitioner's record suggests an issue with drugs, at least on paper, petitioner appears to have resolved this issue and have changed his life for the better. Therefore, petitioner appears eligible for relief and the state takes no position. And that's what the prosecutor had to say. And yeah, I mean, there's some bad stuff in there, and I was kind of worried, but in the end, I mean, I just told the judge what was up and, what I was doing these past almost 7 years. And actually, even what I did while I was in prison, he denied my judicial release. I served my entire sentence, so it was not like this judge is real lenient or something like that. And 2 attorneys, I called 2 different attorneys, and one I knew somewhat personally, and they both told me to file this myself. The one told me initially that if I want him to do it, it's going to be $5,000. The other one said it was going to be at least $2,500, but she said that she believed that if they're going to give it to you, they're going to give it to you regardless of an attorney or not. So it cost me $150, although I did have some court costs I didn't know about. I don't know how they got swept underneath the rug. I got off parole and everything, paid all that stuff, but it was $700. I had to catch that up. But other than that, it was $150. And I'm still kind of in a bit of a process. I mean, the judge granted them. I mean, it's all on, stenographer in the courtroom. I mean, it's all on record. So if I get caught with a firearm today, I'm totally legit. But I'm still waiting on paperwork. And I guess there's a process where you gotta basically mail your paperwork to the feds, and they gotta update their system and some stuff like that. But that stuff I'm still going through. I do have someone that I know that just got theirs back. They had a much lesser offense, but they're in the process of getting a CCW. And I just wanted to share basically some information, because you can search. I've searched YouTube, I've searched Google, and all you get is ads and basically some information that basically told me I was screwed. And I don't know, I guess this is the attorney's best kept secret. I did learn some stuff from the gun lawyer from Columbus, and he was on his YouTube, he kind of talked about it. But as soon as it goes into details about what you need to do, he says, don't do it, come and pay me, and don't do it yourself, you can mess it up. But I think that's just their best kept secret to make $5,000 real quick. Because I mean, it was easy as could be. I walked to the courtroom, filled out a piece of paper, and turned it in, gave him $150, and went to court. I mean, it was not a big deal. And just to spread awareness, because I couldn't find anything about this. Just mass lawyers ads and people doubting and saying that it couldn't happen. And when I get the paperwork in and get through the next phase of this, I don't know, maybe I'll post another video. But I'm not nobody. I'm just a guy who was a felon, has a violent felony offense, prison number, all that stuff, and my rights were just restored. No restriction, full citizen, any other citizen, the same rights. And I don't know, just trying to get some awareness out there. See ya.